Alright, let's just jump right into starting this. If things go well, I might be able to finish the game this stream, but if they don't, this thing might just die and I'll have to like do a whole lot more. And it'll take me like an extra few weeks or something. Depends on how hard some of the upcoming bosses are and if I can afford the healing items to beat them. Was I supposed to be coming here? I think I was. I think that's where I left off. I was supposed to go here. Maybe? I feel like that was it, but I was confused because it didn't initiate a cutscene right when I walked in. Okay. Maybe I'm supposed to wait a day? Which is bad because that makes it more likely that this thing will just die before I can finish. I'll check the age on it. I don't think it's too old, but it's getting there. It's true. Save the world. Who would have thought there'd be a game where you have to do that? Alright, I'm just gonna check something here. Okay, I do have to actually just wait for the game. This thing's 13 days old. This might actually die before I can do the final fights with it, in which case this playthrough will probably not be done today. Man. Oh well. It's not like it would really be a bad thing to have to play more of this game. It would just be a bad thing to not be able to play the next game sooner. Which is almost the same thing, but it's fine. Okay, why is that sound happening? I'm just gonna close this. I don't know if that's what's making the noise, but probably yes, I would be. So right now it is 10:01, so like basically tomorrow at 10 maybe I'll be able to advance the game, if this thing's still alive. I'm not really sure what trainers would refer to in this context, but I'm just gonna assume no. Let's see if there's some stuff I can do on the 40th floor. I might be able to redo the easy boss and get like items. Desirable attacks, let's see. For this Digimon I think I have some good enough attacks, but I definitely don't have the top level attacks, so I guess if I have some time to waste, I could go after like some of the couple higher level attacks I don't have once I'm done this Coliseum trip. Alright, let's see what that battle is. Yeah, we're not gonna win this, but I'll enter it anyway, because that's what I do. Okay, I gotta say he doesn't seem nearly as strong as I expected him to. His attack is decent, but he really doesn't have the kind of health and defense I was expecting him to have. I thought this would be like an impossible battle. But it's looking surprisingly reasonable. In fact, if they don't have healing items, that makes this actually pretty easy. It doesn't look like he even has healing items. Yeah, this was definitely a lot easier of a fight than I was expecting, all things considered. That might be like one of the easiest fights on this floor. Right now I've unlocked another Digimon I probably won't ever actually get. Now I want to redo this fight again because, like, I've read somewhere that you can actually get some pretty valuable items by repeating victories on this floor, and this guy is really easy to beat. So I'll fight this thing a few times and see what I get out of it. This thing has a ridiculous amount of HP, but its defense must be like 0. If that's even possible. Okay, redoing this fight doesn't take long at all. Let's see what kind of items I can get out of it. Oh, I must have like full inventory or something because it sent it to the warehouse. Yeah, my inventory is full. Well, that's actually good to know that it sends things to the warehouse rather than making you throw them out, like some fights. Yeah, I don't know how much HP it actually has. It's gotta be like over 50,000, which is insane considering the maximum is less than 10,000. Yeah, it must have like, I don't know, 100,000 HP as an estimate. It's pretty ridiculous. That might even be higher than, well, if it does have 100,000, then that's higher than the maximum HP in Digimon World Next Order. So that is more HP than anybody could possibly have. It's insane. Heavy strawberry. I think that sells for a decent price, but I don't think it's really that useful of an item to me. Aside from that. And the large MP floppy as well. Like, I don't really have a need for large MP floppies when I can just throw a bunch of normal MP floppies. It's small. Curious if I can look up how much HP this thing actually has, but I don't know where I would find a guide like that if one existed. Yeah, no, it's not like there's a Coliseum guide that tells you everything about the opponents. I'll do a couple more fights and then I'll check like what large MP floppies actually sell for. They might be worth selling, or I might just want to use them. I guess large recoveries are pretty good. I'm not sure whether like different fights, repeating different fights gives you different items, because like I read that you could get like stat chips or something from these, but not getting any from this fight. And stat chips are probably like the most useful item in any Digimon World game. Yeah, I feel like maybe that is the case, that repeating different fights gives you better things, because like I'm only getting pretty much the worst of the items that I read you could get, but it's still good enough items that it's worth doing, since I don't even think this uses up any time in game aside from the time it takes to walk up to the counter. So it's definitely like the fastest way of making money as far as in-game time goes. Not sure entirely about real time, but in-game time is probably more important when you have something that might die any day. Alright, I'm gonna repeat one of the other fights that I can actually succeed at a couple times and see if I get, like, different things at least. Oh, I can't repeat any of the other fights that I can win. Never mind. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know what age to expect this thing to die, but it's already at 13 days, which is pretty high. Okay, so we got an MP chip. That's pretty useful. It's not the most useful stat chip, but it's still a stat chip. And they sell for a lot, or you could use them to raise the stat. Just MP isn't that useful a stat, since I can just compensate for low MP by buying a bunch of recovery items, but at least I know that that fight can drop at least one kind of stat chip for sure. Now what I'm wondering is like whether it would actually be worth it to try to learn any of the higher level moves I can learn, because it would require fights in the hardest part of the game, and I might use up like a ton of healing items just trying to learn the moves. Yeah, so it wouldn't be useful on this Digimon since this one's already in Mega and can't Digivolve anymore, but that's like the main use of MP to me, is just if it's a Digivolution requirement, which I think it was for this thing at one point. But not important right now. But if I wind up having to use another Digimon before the end of the game, then we'll get use out of that, for sure. I'm gonna take out some of this other stuff if I can find it. Apparently it's already organized. Let's see what it sells for. Apparently stat chips are pretty rare in this game. Even with that one that I just got from a random drop, I still only have 4 total. And only 3 different kinds. Large recovery and large MP floppy were things I got. See what they sell for. Yes. Left and right does. Okay, what do they sell for? Strawberries sell for 1,000 each, that's not bad. The large recoveries only sell for like 750, which also isn't bad, but it's not very good either. So a few fights and I can get a couple thousand bits out of that, which is good enough. Let's see if I sell a large recovery and buy medium recoveries, is that good? No, I would get less recovery overall from doing that. If I did it with small recoveries, I could get more healing from that for the money, but I already carry 99 small recoveries, so that's not a thing I can do. You know, I'll check fights at Binary Castle, see if it's worth learning any of the light moves I can learn. If it winds up being too difficult to win the fights without using like 1,000 healing items, then I won't bother. Also, I'll occasionally randomly praise this thing to lower its discipline because that can theoretically make it live slightly longer. Yeah, I'll save, I think, before going there. Or if you mean saving and reloading before every fight so I can get it from the first fight and not have to do a bunch of them, I could do that too. Oh, apparently I never actually got the meat for today. Yeah, I'll save here, I guess, and reload if there's some kind of problem. Costs 1,500 to travel there, that's pretty bad, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so for learning... Okay, yeah, that could work too for like bosses later in the game as well, but let's see. For the moves I want to learn, I would need to fight for the high level light moves anyway. I'd need to fight like Marine Angemon would be my best bet if I can find any of them. Why is there nothing here? Oh, because there's a recruitable Digimon instead. But I don't want to bother with that. I just want to learn moves. This is something I can learn one attack from, but I'd rather fight something that I can learn both attacks from, if possible. Seems like the rooms with those Digimon have no chance of encounters. If a Marine Angemon can spawn here, that would be convenient, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, to an extent they're random, but it seems like this can only spawn one of two enemies. I'm not sure which spawns can spawn Marine Angemon. Doesn't look like that one, and I definitely don't want to try to walk past one of those things. Yeah, it seems like each spot can only spawn one of two enemies. Oh, that is not okay. Get me the hell out of here. Metal Garurumon is like impossible to escape. Well, apparently this can spawn those too. So it's not just one of two enemies. It seemed a lot more likely. Okay, this is just a dead end over here. That doesn't help me. Well, if I don't learn a move from this, I'll probably reload the game, because this is going to take a lot of healing items. This might not even be practical even with a ton of healing items. They deal way too much damage. And it's like hard for me to even get any hits off. Yeah, I was gonna see if I like got the thing at least, but at this point it's not even worth like trying the battle before I reload. Because it would take like another like 5-10 minutes to even finish the battle. It might not even be possible to fight Marine Angemon right now because maybe his spawns are being taken up by those recruitable Digimon, or maybe he only spawns at a different time of the day. There's not really a lot of information available on things like that. Yeah, it's probably not worth learning the moves I could learn here anyway. Or just take too many healing items even if I could learn them. Oh wait, actually apparently I don't need Marine Angemon to learn the level 7 move either. The level 6 and the level 7 move are both available from that other Digimon that I can actually find easily and fight one-on-one. So maybe I should try fighting that and see if it's like really difficult or not. Like I know 2-on-1 fights are pretty much impossible for me to handle, but what if I try a one-on-one fight? Do we have a chance? Or is it just as bad, almost? Apparently I can learn the level 6 and the level 7 move from this thing if I'm lucky. Still gonna take a lot of healing items, but it's definitely more manageable to be fighting one enemy.
見せてやれ。いけ、これでどうだ。厳しかった。
Alright, cool. Took one fight and I learned the level 7 move. I guess that's probably worth it. Did cost money, but... 370 power, that's by far the strongest thing I have. It takes a lot of MP, but MP healing items are pretty easy to get a bunch of. I'll accept this and deal with the money that just cost, which was probably like well over 2,000 considering transportation costs as well as healing items. But what are you gonna do? I had nothing better to do. I'm probably set for healing items now.
ぞ。いいぞ。やってやる。よし、いいぞ。その調子。いいぞ。よし。その調子。そこだ。負けられない。よし。よし。いいぞ。いいぞ。よし。その調子。強そうだ。いける。いいぞ。踏ん張って。いいぞ。いいぞ。大丈夫？いいぞ。いいぞ。よし。 よーし。よーし。よーし。その調子。いいぞ。勝負だ。その調子。よーし。その調子。いける。よーし。よーし。いいぞ。強そうだ。そこだ。よーし。いいぞ。よーし。よーし。よーし。そこだ。強そうだ。よーし。いいぞ。 いいぞ。強そうだ。いけ。いいぞ。いいぞ。よし。今だ。いける。今だ。いける。よし。その調子。勝負だ。いけ。いいぞ。いいぞ。いいぞ。いいぞ。その調子。よし。勝負だ。いいぞ。いいぞ。その調子。いいぞ。いいぞ。 負けられん。いける。よしよし。その調子。よし。よし。踏ん張って。いいぞ。強そうだ。そこだ。いいぞ。踏ん張って。よし。いいぞ。いいぞ。あ、その調子。今だ。強そうだ。その調子。いいぞ。よし。その調子。その調子。よし。いける。勝負だ。やったな。その調子。その調子。いいぞ。よし。いいぞ。あ、いいぞ。 勝負だ。やったな。はい。いいぞ。よーし。いいぞ。いいぞ。強そうだな。いいぞ。その調子。大丈夫？その調子。よーし。大丈夫？いいぞ。負けられない。いいぞ。いいぞ。よし。その調子。いいぞ。踏ん張って。よし。今だ。負けられない。その調子。 その調子いけ、踏ん張ってその調子。よーし、その調子踏ん張って。いいぞ。
Alright, that's good enough. I think I'll move on with that. I'm not honestly sure whether I'd rather get offense chips or MP chips. It seems like those are the only two they drop, but like MP I don't really want because it's not really that useful aside from Digivolution requirements, and offense I don't really want because intermediate offense training is pretty easy to do. It's like the easiest of the non-basic trainings. But I guess it's better than nothing. Free stat increases is still nice. Alright, now I don't really know what I want to do for the rest of today. I had all that time to think about it, but I still didn't come up with anything. I could try and learn a level 7 something. The level 7 water or ice move. Don't know if it's worth having, but it's something to do if I can just see what has it. Yeah, I might as well go after it. I think I'll actually walk there, so it'll take extra time. Since I'm just kind of waiting for time to pass anyway, it'll take extra time and cost me less money to walk there. Okay, yeah, these sell for almost 5,000, so these are a good drop to get. I think I'll sell the large MP floppies because I don't carry like 99 MP floppies and I never really need to. Large recoveries I'll keep because they can be worth it. I think I'm pretty much set on HP recovery items. Like, I might need to buy more later if I use up a bunch of them on this trip, but if I was able to do like the bosses now, I think I'd have enough HP recovery items to deal with them. It's like 99 small recoveries, 70 medium recoveries, that alone should be enough. But then I got like 6 large recoveries, which aren't really that useful to me, considering I barely have 5,000 max HP to begin with, but they're okay for a last resort, I guess. Am I even going the right way? Definitely not. Alright, so now we get to wander into the wild and hope this thing doesn't die. That's fun, isn't it? Well, the wandering around isn't too bad, anyway. I just wish I could be more confident in this thing surviving another day. But it's old. So what are you gonna do? Don't think I've seen one of these here before. Let's fight it for fun. It's probably a bad idea. Yeah, it's pretty strong, but whatever. Fighting it could be fun. Maybe it drops something rare. Probably not, but... Oh wow, that's a pretty strong attack. I want it, but I know this thing can't learn it. Something like this, I wish I could poison it to do some damage, but I think I just have to wait for my finisher to charge to do any real damage, because this thing's pretty strong. Really surprised I hit the critical there. I thought it would be early, but I might still have to use another finisher to be able to finish this thing, because this has pretty good defense and its HP isn't the worst either. It also has a really strong attack, so yeah, I guess like it's a fair assessment to overall just say it's a really strong opponent. No wonder it's so rare. Well, I wasted a lot of money on this, so it was probably a bad idea to do this fight, but... Oh wait, it's probably not that it's a rare opponent, it probably just only shows up because it's the point of the game that I'm at. That's why I haven't seen it before. So yeah, this was probably just a huge waste. Oh well, I won't do it next time. Like that matters.
これでどうだ。危なかった。
Yeah, I only got 1,000 back out of it and no items. That was not worth it at all. Decent stat increases for combat, but it's definitely not much consolation. So yeah, let's avoid those kinds of enemies unless I can actually learn something from them. Just feel like doing the math and estimating how much that fight actually cost me. It cost like 2,500, I guess, and I got like 1,000 back, so it was definitely a loss, but it wasn't like a ridiculous loss. This is a nice looking place. Alright, let's try to not screw up recruiting this thing this time. Just wait and see. It'll clearly work. Just wait. Okay, maybe this won't work. I don't know. Yeah, I guess there's nothing I can really do. Maybe you have to get here earlier in the day or something. Oh. I guess it actually did advance time for all of the times I waited. So maybe I could have waited longer, but who knows what would have happened then.
また明日ね。それ。はい。それ。それ。それ。
I've officially abandoned the Santa hat. I don't know if that's going to be the case for the whole rest of the playthrough, but for now, gotta go with the crown. This I should be able to learn some high level ice or water moves, probably ice moves from. It's just not going to be easy to beat this thing because it's really strong, but I guess that's why I saved beforehand, because I think if I don't learn anything from the fight, I'll probably just reload and try again, because this is going to cost way too many healing items to have the fight just be worthless. Like, this thing's attack is insane, and it has extremely powerful attacks on top of that. Might actually take me 3 finishers to defeat this thing. I don't know if I realized it before this fight, but I guess this fight, if I didn't, it does confirm that you can also charge your finisher by getting hit and not just doing damage. Yeah, this thing's extremely strong. Its attacks just seem to keep doing more damage too. We're stuck in one of those weird points where he just doesn't use the finisher for some reason. There's no reason for it, he just doesn't. It's like that thing got its finisher like ages after I did, and it was able to use it like instantly. But I'm still not able to use mine. I didn't defend it, so I had to use a restore item too. It just keeps getting stronger, and I still can't use my finisher. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, there's no reason I can't use the finisher. He's just, well, now there is, but before that there's like maybe like 2 or 3 minutes where I was just trying to use the finisher and he just wouldn't do it. But yeah, I've used like my whole stock of healing items on this fight, and this isn't even a boss. Maybe I'd be able to finish the fight if I could actually use the finisher, but okay. That I've been trying to use for like 4 or 5 minutes now. There we go.
しょ。
And he didn't even learn the attack. You know what? This isn't even worth it even if he does learn the attack. I'm just gonna reload and just leave. Because it is not worth even trying to learn these attacks. If it's gonna take that much. Like, it's insane that something that's not even a boss can force you to use that many healing items. Alright, let's see if I'm allowed to advance the game yet, because if I can just, like, get to the point of the game where I fight the last bosses, I might have enough items to manage it. Ready in another day. Don't tell me it's like one of these things where they say it's gonna be a day and then it's like 3 days instead, because this thing definitely won't last another several days. Got these arbitrary waiting events are pretty bad.
よしよし。
It's like I think they just designed them that way just so you're forced to have your Digimon die and raise some more, just to like artificially lengthen the game. I'll try again at like 11 o'clock and see if it's ready then, because it hasn't been a full day since the first time she said a day. So maybe it will be ready soon, and the dialogue just defaults to saying 1 day. Even if it's only like another couple hours until it's ready. I don't even know what I'm waiting for, I just know she said to wait, so I have to wait. Okay, a cutscene. That's good news. We can do stuff now, and I'm not even dead yet. Damn it, it teleported me directly to the Coliseum, but I wanted to go get stuff from the warehouse first, so I have to do extra walking back and forth. It's like I just realized during that cutscene that I put my strengthening items in the warehouse and I want to actually use those. Not sure how effective they are in this game, but they're definitely better than not having them. I believe it would be Well, I have some of a specific type, and I also have the general one. I'll just take all of them. If I can finish the game, it's not like I'll need them again later. I could come back to this game after it's done, but it'll probably be like every other game and have that not happen, especially since in this case I don't even plan to go back to it after I'm done. Whereas other games I did plan to and then never did it. It's like, as much as I generally enjoy this game, pretty much the whole playthrough I've been looking forward to finishing the game so I can move to the next one. Because Digimon World Next Order is just so good. It's like, well, this playthrough was pretty much from the start just designated to be a playthrough where I'd get to the end of the game and that would be pretty much it. Digimon World Next Order I'm not exactly sure on. It might turn out to be somewhat of a completionist playthrough. It definitely wouldn't be like a complete 100% because there's like a lot of things you could do in that, but like it might be completionist in the more reasonable completionist aspects, like recruiting all the Digimon. But enough about the next game. I haven't finished this one yet. So let's go to the place that I'm supposed to go and see what happens with the things I'm supposed to do. Oh god, am I gonna have to fight like random things on the way up? Okay. No, doesn't look like it. Looks like they're actual bosses instead. Which I guess is better than random things that are strong as bosses. It's like when you're fighting against actual bosses, it feels at least more reasonable to have to spam healing items. And it's 2-on-1, so that makes it fair. Okay, it looks like the stat boosting item in this game doesn't really do much at all. Like, I used it, but it didn't seem like I was even taking any less damage or anything like that. So I'll still use them in the upcoming bosses, but it really doesn't seem like they do all that much. Also, being bosses, these things deal a ridiculous amount of damage with every single hit, so I just pretty much have to be using recoveries constantly if I'm using small recoveries.
せんぞ。受け取りなさい。その調子。これでも立っていられます。ほれ。やったな。いっけ。これでどうだ。
It's like, I really don't get what determines when you can use your finisher in this game, because that time it used it instantly and somehow it missed, which I didn't even think was possible, because I don't think I've ever seen a finisher miss in this game. But apparently it's possible you can be out of range and still have your Digimon use it, for some reason. Hey, we at least get some money back from that fight. I thought because it was like a story relevant boss fight it might not give any money, but then again, most bosses do give money. It's just like that one Coliseum boss battle that was really annoying that gave no money. It wasn't all that hard after all. Was he fighting the same battle? But I can't go on ahead. I need to stop back at the shop and restock all the healing items I just wasted. Maybe you can't actually do that. Maybe you're actually forced to go on ahead, which I might be able to do because I stocked up on a lot of medium recoveries, but let's just see what happens if I try going back. Nope, I'm actually not allowed to go back. Forward is the only way. We've reached the point of no return. Hopefully I have enough healing items. Oh god, so there's like a gauntlet of bosses, and you don't get to restock on healing items between them? I was not prepared for something like this, but well, maybe I was, I don't know. I guess we'll find out if I'm prepared enough. I wasn't mentally prepared, but I did buy plenty of healing items, so we can hope it's enough. And instead of 100, there's like 3. Actually, I don't know how many there are. But yeah, they're a lot harder than most of the floors of the Pit of 100 Trials, just not the last one, probably. Okay, that's a lot of damage. I need to find my healing items now. Looks like we're in one of those moments where he just decides not to use the finisher for no reason. Last fight he had no problem using it even though he wasn't in range, but this fight he just won't use it. I genuinely have no idea if that's a glitch or if there's some kind of reason the game doesn't tell you for why you can't use your finisher in some fights, or why it takes like several minutes to do it anyway. would help a lot if I could like actually get the timing on more of these finishers. I'm not sure how much exactly it would help, but it would definitely help a fair bit in the long run to stop failing so much. I think one more finisher will probably finish him either way though. As long as it hits, because apparently they can miss, it's just extremely rare. I don't know if I've ever seen it before today. Yeah, one more finisher would have done it, but we got stuck in not being able to use finishers again. I really don't know what the reason for that is. But I think that means my finisher will still be ready for the next boss. I hope. Not that it'll help much. I don't know, the fate of the world, I need to think it over. It will actually pick the top option because I'm not entirely sure what happens if you pick the other one. Maybe it would let me go back and restock on items and then continue the game, or maybe it would make me do all these fights over again. And since I'm not sure which, I'll just play it safe. Alright, maybe I'm allowed to leave now, but I'm here, so I'll try it now, and if I fail, then I'll go back and see if I can restock on items. And if I succeed, then we don't have to worry about anything. So I feel like picking the bottom option probably wouldn't have made any difference at all. It's still alive because it has a crown. And it's had thousands of discs thrown at it. Maybe not literally thousands yet, but at least several hundred. Alright, Alright, this thing definitely has a lot of health. Doesn't have great defense, but
その調子
it'll still be annoying.
使うよそれ
So that's something.
いいぞよーし使うよそれ今だ踏ん張って
Changing the camera angle actually helps because I can see when I'm doing damage to this thing. Seems like I'm generally doing damage to it when I attack. Because all the attacks I have equipped now I think hit everything. Maybe not from over here though. There's no camera angle that works from here. Damn it. Go hit the thing. Idiot. Oh, I guess we're not using the finisher now. Oh god, it has a finisher. Didn't even consider that possibility because, like, it's way over there. I can't even see it for most of the fight. That's quite a boss design, where you can't actually see the boss for most of the fight. It's interesting boss design, I guess I can give it that much. If only this thing would attack, that would help. Because if it doesn't attack, then we're just gonna sit here taking damage for like the next 10 minutes. And that's not as fun. Yeah, this would actually be the kind of situation where it would be smart to target the boss rather than the other things, but then again, I'm not even sure that really makes a difference, considering, like I mentioned, all of my attacks hit everything. So I don't know if targeting the boss is actually going to make a difference, but I guess it'll ensure that my attacks are hitting it. Just in case I was happening to be out of range for some of my attacks before, which is possible. And it'll also let me use my finisher whenever I want, because I don't have to take these things down if I'm actually targeting the enemy I want to hit. And it would be really anticlimactic if I ran out of healing items for MP. It's like, I think I'd run out of MP before I run out of HP healing items, but who knows. Wasn't that supposed to cure the status problem? It says cure status problems. Why does it still have the status problem after I used it? The whole point of using it was to get rid of that. It doesn't even do what it's supposed to do. The one thing it's supposed to do, and it doesn't do it. I mean, actually, it's supposed to do several things, and it did the other things, but the main thing it's supposed to do, it didn't do. The whole reason I used it was to get rid of the status problem, and it didn't do that. So that's something. Well, I'm almost out of small recoveries. Hopefully there's not too much more after this. Because I'm gonna move on to medium recoveries now. Which means I won't have to use as many of them, but I also don't have as many of them. This thing should die to one more finisher. Or it could die before one more finisher. I guess it depends on whether it lets me use my finisher this time or not. It's not using it. Alright then. Okay, right. Sure. At least I have my finisher for this fight, if it lets me use it. Okay, apparently it has an instant kill attack. Oh, maybe your store floppy is supposed to heal them from dying. I don't know. I'm so distracted by, like, trying to understand how this game even works that I just died again. Use the finisher. Like I told you to like 40 seconds ago, and have been telling you to since. But there's really no reason for it, he's just not using it, it's so awful. Like I can use the other finisher like instantly whenever I want, but it does much less damage than like anything. So it's pretty useless. I want to use my real finisher, but it's not activating. This has been frustrating me for like the last, well, this entire stream and beyond. Finally it uses it. Like in the time it takes him to actually use it, it could have charged another one. That's how bad it is now. Well, I got this status effect again, since I know... Well, I don't even have any of the other items anyway, so... And since I know now that it doesn't even heal that, then I wouldn't waste one on it. This time it used the finisher almost right away. I don't get it. And I don't think I ever will. Okay, yeah, it has several attacks that do 2,000 damage, and it has one attack that does like 6,000 damage, even though I only have like 5,000 max health. So I might not actually be able to beat this with my current healing items. If he uses its finisher like 4 more times, I lose no matter what. For a second I thought that was him using his finisher, and it was very annoying. But here it is. Good point. So I got successful defense, and Jesus, this finisher animation takes forever. Okay, if I defend it, it only does like 2800 damage. So it's not necessarily an instant kill, but I might run out of healing items even without that, because I'm down to like 45 medium recoveries, and I'm really not doing much damage. And it's to the point where this thing's doing over 2000 damage with every attack, and it's not half dead yet. I might have to reload and like completely restock on healing items again. I might need like 50 large recoveries on top of everything else. And obviously I can't afford that. Yeah, I pretty much did, but like the only ones I have left I need to at least save for something else. Yeah, this is not going well. I'm gonna have to hope I can use the finisher like instantly every time, but even that might not be enough at this rate. God, I hate how it wastes its time doing normal attacks when it should be doing the finisher. Well, that's half of it done, and yeah, based on the pace I'm using healing items, we're screwed. But I do have 10 double floppies, maybe that'll save me. Maybe. I'll use another one of these, but won't really make any difference. I have no idea how long they even last. But it's definitely not long enough. This game is definitely like one of the worst I've seen in terms of like forcing you to use a ridiculous amount of healing items just to play the game. There's, like I've mentioned it on previous bosses as well, but there's no way you could possibly do a boss like this without like using healing items constantly. Even if you had like a maxed out Digimon, it would still not help all that much against a boss like this.
大丈夫？使うよ。
I guess I'll throw all these on at once. I can't really save them because, like, if I don't use them now, we're gonna just die sooner.
これでどうだ。はい、見せてやれ。これでどうだ。決めちゃえ。それ、決めちゃえ。
Didn't seem to give me any extra damage on my finisher.
それ。これを。はい。やったな。大丈夫？ 大丈夫？それ。使うよ。やったな。それ。これでどうだ。これを。それ。いっけー。見せてやれ。やったな。いっけー。はい。
Preventing the use of items would be better because that would mean that the bosses are designed in a way that you can reasonably fight them without using items,
使うよ。
rather than designed in a way that you have to use hundreds of items. Literally hundreds of items.
これを。
Like, it's not even an exaggeration in this fight. I've thrown well over 100 items.
はい。 踏ん張って。はい。踏ん張って。それ。あ、見せてやれ。決めちゃえ。はい。いいぞ。踏ん張って。それ。見せてやれ。
Alright, judging by the way this is pacing itself to be, I'm going to, like, just barely not have enough healing items to win. I'm gonna be, like, at the end and then just run out of healing items. And that would... well, that would only be if this is actually the last phase. Which it probably isn't.
決めちゃえ。それ。見せてやれ。これでどうだ。いっけー。それ。
If I could use the finisher, maybe I'd be able to charge another one and that would be enough, but it's gonna be way too close. The worst part about this is that this boss takes like 20 minutes just to fight and is using healing items the whole time, so it's really draining
大丈夫？
in more ways than one.
よーし。
But hopefully I can at least get through this phase to find out if there's more.
それ。よーし。はい。その調子。やったな。使うよ。はい。決めちゃえ。はい。見せてやれ。
Maybe if you use this item it's enough. That would be good if this is the end. Because if it isn't, then there's 100% no way I have enough healing items to do anything else. Well, the fights continue, and it's gained a bunch of health back. That's great. That's perfect. I'm doing more damage now, but is it gonna be enough? Because it's still doing way too much damage and giving me status effects that make me useless. Yeah, I think it's over. There's no way I have enough healing items to finish this fight. It seems like its attacks have actually gotten much stronger. Like, I'm doing more damage as well, but not enough to even it out. Well over 2,000 damage in an attack. How am I supposed to fight something like that? 2,700 damage. The numbers just keep getting higher. That's almost as much as its finisher was doing when I defended it earlier. Numbers just keep going up. And my healing items are officially... wait for it. Gone. So this fight's over. Well, I can recover from death twice. Hopefully that makes the difference, because it's not going... because we don't have anything left to actually restore HP aside from this. This is the only realistically usable HP healing item I have. Please use the finisher. Not you. Okay, good, I get to attack. Is it over? Is this finished now? That would be great. Like, it's amazing if this is the end, because I brought hundreds of healing items in there, and I finished this fight with one left. So I brought pretty much exactly the amount of healing items I needed. Oh yeah, the triangle button, well, if you have a finisher, is just the finisher you have saved from a different Digimon, which if you have a Mega is almost certainly weaker. It does the finisher like instantly, but it doesn't really help if the finisher only does like 200 damage rather than like 2,000. I can definitely say the overall story of this game is something that I've pretty much never paid attention to because it's just such a weak point of the game because the story is just kind of nothing, honestly. Granted, I don't think the story's ever been a strong point of any Digimon World game. Even Next Order, I'm trying to think, like... Digimon World Next Order probably has the best story of the Digimon World games, but it's still not really what I'd call good. Series is definitely better in gameplay than it ever has been for story. I don't actually know for sure, and I can't check in anyway, but I think the first time I played through this game casually, pretty much the same thing happened on that boss fight, where I had to use like hundreds of healing items, but just barely won the fight with like one left. Maybe nothing. Oh hey, this is a cutscene that I don't even control the text. That's interesting design. But I'll take it. It's not like it really makes a difference. Since it's in English with the patch, I can read it just fine. And I guess we got credits at the same time. Oh wow, I had no idea it was that voice actor. I'm gonna have to look that up because that's definitely a really familiar name. Of course, I should probably also be paying attention to some of this cutscene because it is relevant to the story, even if the credits are going. I'll multitask. Okay, yeah, it is who I thought it was. I guess voice acting isn't really done that much in this game anyway. Most of the game is non-voice acted. Most of the dialogue, text, and all that. It has more voice acting than the original Digimon World, but has less voice acting than Digimon World Next Order, which is almost fully voice acted. I think cutscenes in that game are fully voice acted anyway. It also has English voice acting because it has an official English release, unlike this game. Alright, now we've got real credits. See, thoughts on this game are pretty much covered by, like, what I've been saying at the end of the game. It's like a really good game, probably my second favorite of the main Digimon World games, but it has some pretty noticeable flaws, like at the end where it expects you to use like hundreds of healing items to finish the game. Like, that's not really a fun kind of boss design. Like, I'm going to actually, I think, if I don't forget and I'm not too lazy, I might actually go back and... Actually, I don't have to count the amount of healing items I threw during that fight, I just have to check my inventory before and after the fight and do the math on how many healing items I used in that fight. So it was definitely over 100. At least I'm pretty sure it was. Trying to think of other thoughts in the game, like this game's pretty much just a straight up upgrade to the original Digimon world, so it's a shame that it didn't get an official English release, but then again, the fan translation of this game is still probably better than the official translation of the original Digimon world. That game doesn't really have the best English for one that is an official release. It's also interesting to think about like how the reasons for a bad translation release can differ. Like sometimes the Japanese companies actually handle the translation to English because like they think they have people that are actually good at English, and they're good at English for Japanese people, but not so much for the standards of actual English-speaking audiences. But sometimes you do have English companies handling the translations and they just still completely screw it up. Because they're just not good at it. And they don't do proper testing and stuff like that. And look for typos. There are still typos in this fan translation that I've noticed here and there. There were more with the original release, but they did actually go back after the release and fix some of the things that were reported to be typos. Yeah, it's definitely good enough that it doesn't distract from the game. So apparently I'm dropping a bunch of frames during the credits now, so it's a good thing that this is the end now, because I'm dropping pretty much all of the frames. This is a good enough excuse to... Oh, it's actually disconnected entirely. Well, it's over anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm savior of the world, new stuff, save data. I can reload and choose New Game Plus next time. Alright, so I'll end here and I'll switch connections and try the other one if I come back. If it works any better, then I'll stream again, and if not, then I won't.